Here.
This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation.
And see it, you'll love it, and it's all done in the best possible way.
Hey everybody, happy Friday. How are all the Knights of the Rhomboid table? Hope you are well. Been a crazy week here. Me and my cats have been at war. They haven't been on the layout this week, as far as I know, so that's a good thing. But yesterday was literally a shitty day. And between my cats deciding to poop on the living room couch, and then another one decided to poop behind my chair here. And then I was babysitting my grandson, Kyan, who is in the process of potty training. He's like 3 years old, a couple of months. And I think one of the worst things in the world is modern diapers today are too absorbent because they hold so much more, so that the kid doesn't get uncomfortable with it, and he's, to go to the bathroom, you have to stop playing and go sit on the toilet. So it's easier to keep playing while you're, but anyhow, he decided to explode. And I mean, Mount Vesuvius, Krakatoa level explosion in his diaper. And I don't know how it defies gravity, but even standing upwards, it went up his back. And I took that diaper off and I had crap all over the living room because the diaper's dripping as I'm trying to carry it out. Oh my God, it was such a disaster. Oh my God, how absolutely insane. Yeah, it was a shitty day all the way around yesterday. Anyhow, let's get into our greetings. Let's get in. We'll start with Sir Anthony of Middleport Junction. How are you? Welcome in, Sir Knight. Sir Digger Evans is here. I know I saw Sir Christopher from Christopher's Hobby Vlog was here earlier. Sir Sean of GWR Buckley is here. Sir Jake from the Haunted Railway. Sir Jean Ricard. That's another thing that's been crappy this week. Jean, I think we've narrowed it down that it's Jean Ricard's iPad, because Jean and I talk 3 to 4 times a week on the phone, anywhere from an hour and a half to 4 hours. Joyce is getting jealous, of which one I don't know. But we haven't been able to video chat this week. He's having issues on his iPad. Now, of course, Facebook had that horrific crash. And the worst thing is, I got hacked. I got my account hacked right before Facebook crashed. And I've talked to a few other people who said actually they got hacked right before the crash. I'm wondering if the crash was caused by these hackers. Fortunately, I was able to go into my Model Train Outsider account, which for some reason they didn't get into. And eventually I changed it all back, but they had changed the phone number, the email address for the account, everything. And so fortunately I got into it and I changed the password. But oh my goodness, that was insane. So anyhow, hey, Sir Danny from Ivor Junction is here. Been a little while. Great to see you. Sir John Benicki is here. Sir Joseph Agliato, our Sergeant-at-Arms, is here. Sir Dwight of Curly is here. Sir Leslie is here. Sir Andy of March West Junction, TMD. Beautiful video you put up yesterday, I believe it was. Nicely done. Well explained. Very cool. Great job. Dino, Sir Dino from Model Railway Shed is here. Sir Chris from Model Train Aficionado is here. Dame Tammy and Sir Ray from Mom and Son Train Rail Fans are here. Let me see. Who'd I skip off at? Sir Peter Jackson is here. Sir Randall Ellison. Sir Ray Bertelson. And I saw RGJ Trains was here but leaving, so he's listening on the video. The Closet Branch is here. The TVR is here. Wow, these are some people I'm not used to seeing here. And who just came in? Sir JD from Grandpa Rails is here. Sir Tim JD, the Chief Executive Officer of the Knights of the Rhomboid Table. And Sir Chris from Valleys 56XX. So, that is the greetings, and that's the insanity of the day. I have done nothing this week. The big news family-wise, I haven't, I did a little bit of work. I've put a couple of things in place for the Fowler car, but I haven't tested it yet. So now I've got a monkey with that, and it's just, I got to be in the right headspace, as I say every Friday, and this week just hasn't really allowed me to be in that space where I want to come down and deal with it, because that's what it's about, dealing with it. But Cayenne came down, and I introduced Cayenne to this little goofy loco here. It's HO scale, but it's not really HO scale. It just runs on HO track. But it's a little locomotive called Emma, and Cayenne has been shunting. I'm not into shunting. Cayenne is. All you people that love shunting, I don't know how you converted my grandson, but you've converted my grandson. He loves shunting. He just, Opa, make it go forward. Okay, and then he likes to... comes over here and just flips the switches. Okay, now make it go here. And he just likes to have it go back and forth. He hasn't gotten into the pick up the cars. Every now and then he will unassemble a couple of cars and make them connect again. So I think he's getting there, but he is having a blast with shunting. And this Emma is such a cute, funny little locomotive here. Let me pop it up here. This is from a movie based on a book. The movie's from 2016, I think it was. Maybe it's 2014. I forget. They just released a sequel last year, but it's a German movie. You'd never see it. The book is by the same guy who wrote... Michael Ende is his name, and he wrote The Never-Ending Story. But he wrote a couple of books about Lucas, the engine driver, and Jim Knopp for Jim Button. And the train is Emma, and the locomotive is conscious. It communicates through whistles, but it has a living mentality to it. But it's a cute little locomotive, and Märklin released this when the movie was released a few years ago. And it's it's cute, and I decided it's been sitting on a shelf not being used. I actually tried to run it in a live stream a few months ago for the heck of it and it didn't really go well. But anyhow, he I think was enjoying that locomotive, but like I said, he has been enjoying the shunting. So since Opa never shunts, I don't know how he got that. Okay, did anybody else come in? Hello, Sir Daz. How are you? Hope you're well. I saw you posted a update video today. And Sir Graham from Leamington is here. Great to see you. And I saw Sir Brian Jemsky is here. Nice to have you. With the standard, hey, Sir Efo, how are you? With the standard 060 chassis. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, to repeat myself for the third time, fourth time, he's been enjoying the shunting. Because he hadn't been down here for a while. If you remember, he was sick, and I hadn't seen him for almost 2 weeks. And then I watched him. Well, he came over Sunday for family dinner, and then we did that. The other big news is my son took possession of his house last night. My son and his wife bought their first house, which they plan on being just a starter home. But he and his wife shared some videos to us in a family chat. Very excited. And it's weird. I was kind of proud because the first thing my son did, and I forgot to even tell him this, but somebody told him, and I dropped my fatherly duty. But my son's my daughter-in-law sent a picture of my son taking the locks off the door and changing them. And I'm like, that was when I saw that picture, I was like, I forgot to tell him to do that. Change the locks on the house after you buy. When you take possession of the house, change the locks on it. And she's got a picture. There's my son with his tools out. And to be honest, it's outside of helping me with home projects when he was younger, it's one of the first times I really seen him doing his own home project, even if it's just changing locks on the doors of his house. There's just a little bit of fatherly pride. That's my boy. That's right. You change the locks on that door. You change that lock right away because you don't know how many people made copies of the original master key. So good on him for that. AJ, if you happen to watch this, way to go, son. I'm proud of you. Hey, Sir Andy Dobson and Sir Ray Bobel. Nice to have you guys here. Sir Mark from Model Railway Fantasia. I've been having a kick with me or Mr. Ortloff, whichever one you want it to be. I've got to order one of those figures now. I really do, because I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to scratch build a figure that looks like me to put on my Delmenhorst layout, but that one would work, other than I never wore the suit coat. I wore suit coats occasionally when I taught, but I didn't do that. So anyhow, we'll get on with, let's show you what trains we're running today. I really didn't come up with a theme. Sometimes I have a theme, sometimes I don't. I guess there's a couple of themes you could kind of throw at the show today, but let's go to the 11-lane view. One theme I guess you could say is these are all trains I would have seen going between Delmenhorst and Bremen, which is what my layout is based on. Obviously not the ICEs, the high speeds, but the local stuff, and I left a freight train out. I want to apologize to all of you who love steamers and look forward to one of my steamers. This is the first time in several weeks I don't have any kind of a steamer out on the layout. But yes, I'm not running any steams today. Sorry, guys, if you tuned in looking for that. But anyhow, what we got in the front is we got an IC2. IC2 Intercity 2. Now, the big long things are the Intercity Express. Those are the really fast trains. This is the IC2. And the easiest way to remember it's an IC2 double-deckers, 2-deck coaches. That is a Class 146.5, and then right next to it is the oldest locomotive I own. This guy is the first locomotive. I bought it in February of 2016. So this is the oldest locomotive I own. I did buy an ICE3. That was the first train I bought, but of course that doesn't have a locomotive. It's got power ends or cab cars, whatever you want to call them. But this was the first guy. And but this is my oldest surviving loco. It's a Class 146-2. I have a Class 143 next to that. And the Class 146 is pulling some double-deckers from Deutsche Bahn Regio. And then the 143 is pulling those ESU cars that I yanked off the layout last week because they were acting up. I changed the couplers on them and went back to the longer couplers just so they could run on the tracks properly. Behind that, I've got the Metronom with another Class 146.2, so that's another theme today, Class 146s. 146.5 and then 2 Class 146.2s. Then I have a 218 pulling the freight train. That's by Roco, by the way. All the other stuff is Märklin, but that's by Roco. And then way in the back, another Märklin is my little Class 648, BR 648 DMU in the NordWestBahn livery. So let me start cranking these guys up and getting them in motion, and I will get back to the chat. Get him up. And then let's try the 140. No, let's do this guy. And then we have this guy going in motion. And the problem with the mobile station 2 as I turn it here is it doesn't give you a speed readout. You just see the bar. You don't get a KMH or MPH. Okay, Metronom. Yeah, and the Metronom just for genre card is going Steuerwagen first. And let's get that freight car in action. Heard a weird sound. Come on, come on. Let's see how fast that feels for now. And then, so I don't forget while I'm at it, on the floor, we're running the Azuma and the HST. Come on, HST, get going. HST running a little sluggish right now, but I think it gets better as it warms up. Do you, Chris? Yeah, I bought that from Brian Finnerton, and I love it. I do. I'm so thrilled to have it. I wanted an inner city livery, and having it in the classic Class 43 look, even better. I don't know how some of you UK guys that love the old HSTs, I mean, of all the variations of the HST, the Swallow livery is my personal favorite, so I don't know how you guys feel about that. And then, to me, I like the Class 43 as opposed to the ones with the diesel locomotive, although those are cool. And then there was, what, the Class 91s as well. Hey, Sir Raymond is here. How are you? The loaf of bread has departed. Yes, it did. So let's go to the multi-view just to start, and that way you can see everything in action. Oh, I didn't see if you uploaded another video, Mark. I'll have to double check it. Oh, you're just uploading it. Okay. Yeah, somebody posted a video. I think it was Ian from the Netherlands. He had a church model on his building. I'd like to find out which model that was and see if I could get it. Because I need to make the official Delmenhorst church. But I've not seen quite the right style. And that is very close to it. Although the tower would have to be longer. But my ego says I could still custom build or alter the tower. And then it's got a very unique type of top on the tower, but there's actually a model that has that, but the rest of the model isn't it. So I could buy that model and then custom adapt everything. Well, that, and I probably saw the Swallow livery on TV documentaries and old UK TV shows and that from back in the day. I've always liked it, but since I've been into model trains and started following the UK channels, before I knew, and I still don't truly know, eras from the UK. I've seen sites where they talk about like 12 different eras, with the most recent always being modern era. So I didn't know what time period they were from, but once I got into model trains, the Swallow Livery HST has always been one of my favorite non-Central European train liveries. Now, granted, the Azuma is the GWR 800 in that awesome green, which is one of the few greens I actually like, and the Azuma Class 800, along with the TransPennine livery and Scott's Rail liveries. Those are all great. If I could see, if Scott Rails would do a Class 800 in its livery, that would probably be my favorite train. Will do, Mark. Middle, late 80s into the 90s. Okay. So I just love that. Now, but again, I've seen many variations of it and slight difference in coloring, and I don't know if that's just model company variations or if there were other variations as well. Like, no, they did change the color a bit in the 1990s versus the late 80s or something like that. But I've seen it pulled by, is it a Class 47? Like, what's the one? Like, there's the Intercity 125, the Intercity 225, and of course there was Will, which was Intercity 82, but that's a different thing. Different person, I should say. Yeah, I'm lucky. The easiest way to explain it is it's 23 feet across, 22 feet across, 8 feet, and 6 feet in the middle. There's plenty of people with bigger and a lot of people with smaller. I probably don't do the most effective use of my space. I mean, I look at the space Tammy and Ray have, and I'm like, oh my God, imagine what I could do with that space. But I'm aware that compared to a lot of people, I have a lot of room to have a nice layout. And in the end, some people are all about the scenery for their layout, and I want scenery. I do eventually want to build things up. It's just going to take me forever. Where some people can get a whole layout done in 6 months. But I am looking to, my first goal is just seeing trains running. I think that's the problem. I got all my trains running and I was happy. So I just sit back and go, trains. And then I could just look at each train and remember how many times I've ridden that type of train. Except for the freight train. I've never ridden a freight train. Your GNER Gold HST. Okay. The Cyclops looking prototype, maybe. The 225 was the Class 91. Okay. So what was the 125? Was the 125 the 43? The Australian one. The Cyclops looking prototype. I don't know. Hey, hello from Wolfsex Scenery. The 125. Because does this say 125 on it? I didn't think my 43 said 125 on it. So what is the one that has... Did it have a name? But I've seen a diesel... and somebody probably already answered it. It was a Class 47 pulling a rake. You know, the Class 47, right? Am I right? I'm looking for an answer. Yeah, I've got most of my models, by far, most of my models are kits. But there are some that are 3D printed. Do I have any of my 3D printed painted? Not completely, no. So the Class 43s were the IC125. Okay, because this one I don't think it says IC125 on it. But maybe they didn't say that originally. Okay, Class 47 is the executive. All right. I think this time I'll finally remember that. So the Class 40, which is also very cool. I don't know. The Class 47 reminds me a little bit of the German Class 218. That whole V200 series or V160 series generations. The 215s, 216s, 218s, and Rescue broke it down. Okay. Because the other train I love, and I'm going to develop a deeper love for it in a couple of years, is the Caledonian Sleeper. I wish that I had talked myself into buying those cars when... Who released it? Acura Scale? Released the Caledonian Sleepers? And everybody was getting them. I mean, who all got them? Danny, didn't you get some Caledonian Sleepers? But I know Richard Watson got a set. Who else got a set? Oh, that's right. Andrew, happy birthday. Happy Womb Liberation Memorial Day to you. 156, Sir Andrew. And Sir Raymond Legs, welcome in. Yeah, I know Hornby, but I think there's this really deluxe set that everybody was pre-ordering and they started coming in, which were just gorgeous. Caledonian Sleepers. Man, are they beautiful. And Joyce and I are going to actually ride a Caledonian Sleeper. In 2026, we're coming back to the UK. We were thinking of doing it next year, but we really want to go back to Germany next year with us going to Australia this year. Because really, we were going to go back to the UK this year and Germany again next year. But because we're going to go to Getz, we're going to go to Getz, Germany, and then come back to the UK in 2026. And I think that is the year Joyce is retiring. I think Joyce will be retiring that year, although I now think she's debating maybe going one more year beyond that. She's so nervous. I was like, it's not going to make that big a difference. But she'd hit 35 years, which is a decent enough improvement in her retirement benefits, I believe, to go the full 35 years. A giant American Girl doll comes out. Are you talking the inflatable variety? The only doll that appears on this show is my wife Joyce, but she won't be here until closer to 5 o'clock. All right, let's start going through some of the cameras, and let's actually start with some of the multi-views. I've been messing with these. Oh, the real ones caused that. The most German thing are the warships. I suppose. I love the warships. I don't know if I think they're the most German, but the well-known 18-inch dolls. No, don't have any of those. By the time you go that size, you might as well get the real thing. No, I just have all these flags and stuff up to stop the cats from hopping up that way. So you can see in the camera next to me there, which is actually that way, you can see that there's a big white board in the corner because they were going up that way and jumping on my Delmenhorst layout. So I just put a big white board up there that I can move real quick and reach in there if I have to reach. Siemens are German. Yes, they are. I have been to the home of the Siemens family. They started in a little German town called Goslar. They started in this little German town called Goslar, which nobody knows now. Even most Germans aren't really familiar with Goslar. But Goslar in the late 12th and late 13th and early 14th century was one of the capitals of the Holy Roman Empire. In fact, Henry III, Holy Roman Emperor Henry III, not to be confused with Henry III of England or any other country that's had a Henry III, his dynasty lived there for about 80 years. He was born there, raised there, and his heart is buried there. The rest of him is buried in Speyer Cathedral, but his heart is buried in Goslar because he said, no matter where I'm buried, my heart belongs in Goslar. But Goslar was a very wealthy trade city and mining city in the 10th, 11th, and 12th centuries, and gradually became one of the, it was called a Kaiserpfalz, an imperial emperor's fortress. And the emperors lived there. Hey, Sir Marcus Stanover. Yeah, everybody's going big on the Kraus Maffei right now. It's amazing because a couple of companies have released it. Because I don't think River Rossi's the only one. But the biggest thing is so many people, I have seen people like Alan from Dragon Junction bought the River Rossi version of the Big Boy, which was a really sharp looking. I never thought of River Rossi as that great a company, but I've seen so much stock. Hello, Jerry. How are you? And Pico has one now. Yes, that's the other company. I couldn't remember who, but I knew somebody else for sure had put one out. And you would get it in a Rio Grande livery. See, I just got to wait a month before I can show off to you the newest and most expensive one-time purchase I've ever done with a train. Your wife's uncle was a burgermeister. You may have mentioned it, but it's always good to hear again. And yeah, the spelling is fine, other than technically the U should have the 2 dots over it called umlauts, which is not a German egg concoction. It's what they call the 2 dots. The rounded vowels in German get umlauts, A, O, and U. Get the 2 dots over it. And simply means you change the pronunciation of the vowel. So A, which is how you pronounce A in German, A gets pronounced E. O gets pronounced Ö. And U gets pronounced I. Müssen. Ich muss, I have to do something. Wir müssen, we must do something. Miniature Wonderland, and oh, you're going at the right time if you get to go, Danny, because they have just had their, here you go, you can watch this train go from one picture to another relatively quick. So it's out of the picture on the upper left hand, and slowly it'll suddenly appear in the upper right hand. There it is. And then when it leaves the upper right hand, it'll start appearing in the bottom left hand. So you watch this little double-decker white train come through. So now it leaves, starts leaving, and there it shows up in that picture. And then when it leaves that picture, it starts coming around that way so you can kind of see it. If I go to the next tour, you'll see it showing up again. So there it is. You'll see it in the bottom upper right, and then you'll see it coming to you in the bottom left. And then when it gets around from there, you'll see it coming at you in the bottom right. So you can kind of follow a train around and get an idea how these things flow. And then when it leaves that view, I'll pop it up here on this big shot, and you'll see that white train. So you just saw it followed it around this table here. And now it's coming up the layout. So it's coming up the layout, so you'll see it coming into the station. And then you'll see it coming around that picture again. Hey, Andy, welcome back. I don't know how you'd pick him up on the way there if he's in Poland, because you'd actually have to go past to Poland coming back, unless you're going further and coming back in that way. But yeah, any trip to Germany will involve a 2 to 3 day stay in the Hamburg area, so I can go back and see Delmenhorst and go to Miniature Wonderland. Miniature Wonderland is on every itinerary. Any trip Joyce and I are planning to go to Germany, Miniature Wonderland's on there. And if you haven't caught it, they gave a nice little preview of they've gone through another huge step in their development of the Monte Carlo Grand Prix that they're building for their Monaco section. They still have little glitches, but now they've designed the programming that now it can fix many of these glitches itself. Hey, Sir Andrew T is here. How are you? You put up a great couple of videos recently. And Sir Dave is here from Scott Rails, as opposed to Scott's Rails, the Scottish Railway Company. I would love to attend your live streams on Saturday nights, but I go to bed then. Or is it Friday nights? I happen to flip the channel and you're on, but I'm already in bed. Well, hello. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, Alan, I'm sorry I had to cut you off like that, but Kyan was in no... Normally he lets me watch Mark from Donegal Dads. And hi Mark if you're rewatching or watching and listening in the background. But he normally, it's like, this is Opa's show. Opa wants to watch this show. He didn't let me watch Hi's live stream on Tuesday, and he just was not going to let me watch Mark's live stream. And you called me, and you heard him. He just was jumping on my chair, grabbing my phone, and was like, "You have to pay." He hadn't seen me for 2 weeks, so he was just trying to make up 2 weeks attention time. But yeah, that diaper exploded, and oh my goodness, I spent 2 hours scrubbing the living room carpet. Oh my God, between him and the cats, the one cat pooping on the couch, the other cat pooping behind my chair here, and then Kyan just exploding in that diaper. Oh my God, I was so... It was just, and the worst thing about Kyan's diaper is it was liquid. Like there was a solid ball and the rest was liquid. Anyhow, for those of you enjoying your tea time right now, that's a wonderful topic, I'm sure. Hey, Sir Dave the Kiwi is here. Hello. So the thing is potty training, and you got to be careful about bribing kids. Like Kyan would rather wear the diaper than not. Kyan would rather wear the diaper than not. And you're going to hit that point where you just put him in regular underwear and tell him, hey, your underpants won't, your Y-fronts won't feel so weird if you learn to go in the potty. But you got to put up with the accidents. You got to put up with the disasters. And who wants to put up with that? But, so he asked, he hadn't seen me in a couple weeks, so he came over Tuesday and he's like, Opa, you take me to the restaurant with the play place, which is McDonald's. The one McDonald's in our neighborhood is one of the few McDonald's left in the area that actually still has the play area in it, the children's play area. So I said, well, I'll think about it, because I know you've been wanting to go to McDonald's for a while. But you got to show me you're a big boy and go on the potty. He's like, okay. So he says, Opa, we go to eat now? we go eat now? And I was like, all right, Kyan, but you gotta go potty or we're not gonna go. He says, okay, let's go. So he takes me into the bathroom. We drop his pants and his diaper down, and he hops right up on the seat. We've got a kid seat for him up on the main toilet. He hops right up there and he does his business. I was like, great job. You always want to give them positive reward. Great job. Way to go. Way to go. Okay, we get dressed, throw a diaper on. We're off to the McDonald's with the play area. So, of course, Thursday's like, Oppo, we go to McDonald's again. I'm like, no, we're not going to do this every day you're here, Opa just lost all this weight. He doesn't want to regain it back by going to McDonald's 3, 4, 5 times a week. And I think that was the revenge. He was like, oh, you're not going to take me? Then I'm not going potty in the toilet. I'm going to just let loose in the diaper and see how you feel it. Well, yeah, hey, Sir Kieran is here. Hey, Kieran, how are you? You can get, the thing is you can still request the pop and the fries instead of the apple slices. Now, our McDonald's, you get the apple slices and a small fry. You get apple slices and a small fry. But the fact is, we got to talk about, I can't speak for any other country, but I'll speak about the United States. When I was a kid, McDonald's was a once every couple of months special treat. Now, the average kid eats at McDonald's 2, 3, 4 times a week, and it's not healthy for you. And it's probably less healthy for you now than it was 30 years ago. I don't know, that might be debatable. Just in terms of, technically they make them healthier now, but there's so many artificial things in it, but so much pop, so many deep, greasy fries. The biggest way I lost my weight was I stopped drinking a lot of pop and I stopped eating all the French fries. And instead of getting a couple of double cheeseburgers, I got one double cheeseburger. But, if I were to go crazy, I could still eat 3/4 pounders like that and still be hungry, but portion control. Well, yeah, you're over in the UK. Mickey D's has been in the United States forever. I don't know when it first went overseas. So yeah, but when I was a kid, it was still around. They've even gotten rid of Ronald McDonald, the clown. He's no longer in the commercials because because something happened the last 30 years where all of a sudden clowns have become a symbol of scare, and I don't know if it's a John Wayne Gacy effect or what, but people, when I was a kid, I never heard of anybody who was scared of clowns. Now, there's adults and kids that are horrified by clowns. Clowns are too creepy and scary. And maybe there were, but you didn't hear about it. And Alan, I started watching that video while I was setting up my live stream. That is a very cool channel, by the way. I might have it where I could link it up. It's Dave 00 or 00 Dave. I forget which way it goes. Very cute. Liberty Junction is the name of his layout. But yeah, I've got it right here, so I can pop this up in here. But very cool channel that Al linked me to, so I'm not going to take credit of discovering it. Al linked it to me. That's the video. It's not the channel. That's the actual video. And he's in Yorkshire, too. That's even better. 00 Dave. That's his name. 00 Dave. Yeah, very funny commentary with this video. Very clever and cheeky stuff. Now, Wendy's was a big deal. The first time I heard of Wendy's is my grandfather died. So this is mid-70s because it was before he died. He came to our house and he was so excited one Saturday morning because he came almost every Saturday. He came into Toledo to visit. He lived about an hour away, hour and 10 minutes away, but he came into town to visit his 2 sons. Actually, all of his children lived in Toledo. My dad, his older brother, well, my dad's the youngest, so his brother Dale, my uncle Dale, my aunt Lova lived on this side of town, and then the east side, the other side of the river, my aunt Maureen lived in, my dad's older sister Maureen. And, but he came in the house, he was so excited, he's like, Where's Wendy? My older sister Wendy. Where's Wendy? Where's Wendy? Why? What's up? He's like, I just ate at a burger place that just opened up near where I live, and it's called Wendy's. And he brought her napkins and a couple of unused bags because it had her name on it. He was just so excited that there's this restaurant place that had my sister's name on it. And that was the kind of cool grandfather he was. He just, something like that tickled his heart. Hey, it's got your name on it. I thought you'd like this stuff. Because we hadn't heard of Wendy's. The first time we heard of Wendy's was through him. And then it came into Toledo a couple of years later. Denny's was your go-to place. Denny's has a reputation. I don't know if it's all across the country, but in this part of the country, Denny's was notorious for rather bad food, and after midnight, the crazies all gathered at Denny's. The crazies all gathered at Denny's. And the craziest Denny's was one that was across from, there was this adult entertainment complex. It had an adult movie cinema, a gay bar, and a strip joint all next to each other. And then after hours, 3, 4 in the morning, that Denny's was packed with the drag queens and the strippers and drug dealers. And it was definitely a different part of life. I remember eating there the first time when I was 16 or 17, like 3 in the morning. My friends and I all had heard about it, so we went to it. And yeah, 3 in the morning, a Grand Slam breakfast. And oh my God, that was a crazy place to be. After midnight, the drunks went to Denny's. Because I will tell you what, I couldn't imagine eating at a Denny's as, hey, let's go out to eat and eat at Denny's. I never consider their food good enough for that. That's something you go like, it's 3 a.m., who else is open? Makes you hungry within half an hour. Go to Popeyes instead of KFC. Hey, Sir Andy is here. I'm sorry I didn't see you come in, Andy. How are you? Andy81E. Kyan was playing with the rail pool that we got from you. He really loved that. He was having fun with that until I gave him Emma, and then he decided Emma was cooler. Sorry about that. Monsville's in Napier at the present. Hello, Monsville. Welcome in. Popeyes, as far as I know, might finally be up here in Toledo, but that was always southern and eastern U.S. or even western. It never came to the Midwest. We had Churches. We had KFC and Churches. Joyce is a KFC person. Churches, which the one closest to us, well, both of them went out of business. When I was younger, Burger King was my favorite. Burger King changed their meat quality a few years back, and it got really bad where I wound up preferring Mickey D's, and Mickey D's was always my least favorite. But now, Mickey D's Quarter Pounder for the fast food burgers is my favorite. But I have local burger shops that I prefer better. Greasy Pits, Greasy Spoon places. Nobody makes burgers like Greasy Spoons. Totally bad for your heart attack. I was so thrilled because Rick from Rick's Trains was here earlier. I don't know if he's still in here, and I forgot to say hi because he wasn't on my chat list. But I did see he was in earlier. So, Sir Rick, sorry about that. Hey, Sir Ray Ron, welcome in. Oh, there's Rick as I speak of it. But Rick also knows the Toledo chain Rudy's Burgers. And I was so thrilled when Rick said he loves Rudy's too. At least I think you said that. Because, yeah, Rudy's is my favorite local burger. Rudy's is an experience. And I didn't take Artie to it because he already did Paco's and he was sick and I just wasn't going to risk any more. But I would have taken him to Rudy's. Well, no, he did do Rudy's. He did Rudy's when, that's right. That's probably what got him, because he had Rudy's, and then he had Tony Paco's. So that's right, we did take him. Hey, CMD, how are you? So every city has its local place that's better than any chain stuff. Now, as far as chains, my favorite chain burger, and this is one that's very divisive. People either love it or hate it. You don't find too many people in the middle. Is Five Guys burgers. I love Five Guys burgers. I haven't had one in a while. Maybe I'll talk Joyce into doing that for dinner tonight. But my daughter used to love Five Guys, and now she hates it. But I love Five Guys. Five Guys is an absolute favorite of mine. And they have some of the best fries in America. Man, once again, we're talking food. Yeah, Five Guys over there. I was shocked at how many Five Guys I saw in the UK, Andy. I couldn't believe how many I saw. Yeah, and there's that too. Very few people I know will actually eat at a restaurant they work at. You work in the trade, you're part of the meat supplier. Yeah, why pay the money when you can get it cheaper here and make it at home? And that's how I am. Like, I'll occasionally buy a pack of Tony Paco's hot dogs because he's local. So he just sells his hot dogs in the local grocery stores as well. Although I will say they don't quite taste the same as his hot dogs do. And he sells his hot dog sauce and his hot dogs, and yet they don't quite taste the same home. But as famous as Tony Paco's is, Rudy's is always rated the #1 hot dog place in Toledo, even over Paco's. But I don't eat Rudy's hot dogs. I eat Paco's hot dogs because I do like Paco's hot dogs better. But whenever I go to Rudy's, it's a burger. I just love their greasy burgers. Nando's has exploded in the UK. I'm trying to remember if I saw Nando's. What about White Castle? I think there's still one White Castle in Toledo, but I could be wrong. I was never a fan of White Castle because I don't like onions, and you can't get a White Castle burger without onions. But I had friends who loved White Castle and friends who hated White Castle. I never loved them nor hated them because I would never eat them. But they were these little mini burgers shaped like bricks, including the 3 holes in them. And no. You're eating Doritos and queso. A vegan fast food chain. Nope. If I opened a restaurant, no offense to the vegans, that's a choice, but you're free to make. But if I opened a restaurant, I would not offer vegan food. Well, you'd lose a lot of business. So what? I'm a meat eater. Do you know what that poor cow went through? A lot, and it's delicious. Apparently, stress is good for the meat. I just lost 3 vegan subscribers right there. You son of a bitch! The PETA people are angry now. Yeah, gut bombs is a good way to put it. My friends would talk about that. I can never speak from experience. What about old-fashioned fish and chips? Well, Joyce isn't here, so you only get the positive. Some places were definitely greasier than others, but the only way I like fish is batter and deep fried. So I enjoyed the 3 or 4 times I had fish and chips. Joyce only had it twice. She got something else the other 2 times, but I enjoyed it. There were a couple of places that was really good, and one place where it was like, there's a place in Cardiff where we got it where it was good. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a little They were also shawarma. They were fish and chips and shawarma. this little row of shops somewhere in Cardiff, and we just walked up the street and saw it, and I liked it. Joyce by that tried it. She thought it was okay, because we had fish and chips in London, fish and chips in Cardiff, and then I got fish and chips in Bangor, and she hated hers. We were somewhere. It wasn't specifically Bangor. It might have been Conwy or Carnarvon, and she hated hers, and that was it. She was done. And so a couple of things would be like, I'd like to get some fish and chips again. She'd be like, no, we are not getting fish and chips again. And I don't like any seafood. I'm sitting here fighting with Jean Ricard on the phone last week because he's like, when you come to Denmark, we're going to try all this. I'm like, no, we're not. I know you're a peninsula and with all those islands, and seafood is a major staple. But if it didn't come from a cow or at least a bratwurst from a pig, I ain't eating it. Oh, surely you must try. No, Joyce will, but I'm not. I'm not even going to try. Oh, you can't be so rude as not to try. Yes, I can. Is it? To be honest, I've eaten at every single one of them, and I don't know that I have one that's a favorite. I really think it's just the crew and the time of day. I always think lunch at Rudy's tastes better than dinner at Rudy's. Just because the lunch crew doesn't seem to be as stressed out as the guys in the evening that are dealing with all the people in their crappy moods off work and blah, blah, blah. I also think when you eat inside Rudy's as opposed to taking it home, it tastes better. The grease is just that much hotter when they bring it to your table or hand it to you over the countertop and you take it to your table instead of waiting that extra 5-10 minutes to get it home. Fred's is known for their catfish. No. Like I said, I don't like fish. I like whitefish if it's deep, if it's batter dipped and fried. Maybe cod, again, if it's all the meat deep, battered and deep fried. But I don't like any seafood. Nothing. If it came out of a lake or a sea or an ocean, I really don't like it. 8 minutes on the George Foreman and we're good. Indeed. Battered snapper recently. Resist crude joke. Resist crude joke. Okay, we'll move on. Shrimp sandwiches, yummy. Nope, no shrimp sandwiches here, dude. Not happening. Nope. Chips with mushy peas. Oh, you Brits and your mushy peas. Oh. That right there would have been enough for me to start a revolution in 1775. Taxation without representation. I don't care. Mushy peas on everything. Hell no, it's time to revolt. Honey smoked mackerel tomorrow. Ugh. Yeah, the Boston mushy pea party. Although mushy pea sounds like something you need to see a doctor about. Must resist rude joke. Must resist rude jokes. I can't help it. I was feeling bummed out, and I had talked to my buddy Christopher from Christopher's Hobby Vlog, and got talking about Matt Clark again, and was secretly sharing some ideas to him. Because it's really weird, is that for the last 3 years, this time of year, I'm putting out Matt Clark episodes. And last year, I was in freaking panic mode trying to come up with a Series 3 and stressing out about it because I just could not get past a couple of plot holes. And it was around this time I finally started working it out. But I'm not missing it. It's weird. I'm not missing writing. I'm not stressing that I'm not writing. I'm not going around, I need to be writing. But it's weird because for 3 years it was a routine, and I'm noticing that routine is gone. I am missing the characters. This is the longest I've gone without anything new bubbling with the characters. Only marrow fat peas squished. Beans. Now, beans I can eat. New York strip steak or a porterhouse. Yes, Rick, you got me there. I'm down for either. Although, I like a good filet mignon myself. You had me until the creamy mushroom. I don't like mushrooms either. I don't want something toads used for a toilet. Fresh green lip mussels. Oh, man, we were talking good food with burgers, and now you guys are bringing all this mushy peas and mushrooms and mussels. Ugh! I may have to ban that from the chat. Yeah, Bush's baked beans are good. I don't mind baked beans. I don't eat them often, but on certain holidays, because I don't know if anybody will get grossed out by this, since we're talking gross food. My daughter Elizabeth makes a killer homemade macaroni and cheese. She uses cheddar, ricotta, a couple other cheeses, and if she were to serve it in a restaurant, it would be the best macaroni and cheese anywhere. My daughter Elizabeth makes an amazing macaroni and cheese. Even better than Joyce's. And Joyce can make a good one, but Elizabeth is always good. It's always amazing. And boy, you get that, and you set the baked beans. Like, we'll have this on July 4th. We grill burgers, we have macaroni and cheese and all sorts of food around, and the baked beans and the hot dogs. And oh my goodness, you mix her macaroni and cheese with baked beans, and wow, that is an amazing, amazing bit. Ian, you've been knighted. How are you not knighted? I now declare you a knight of the Rhomboid table. Oh, that's right, that's right. You had to change your channel. Right, that's why. I'm sorry, Ian. My Dutch, if I listen to Dutch, I'm so-so. If I read Dutch, I probably understand a bit more, but I don't speak it. And Jean Ricard's already pushing me. I got to start working on my Danish. How come that didn't work? There we go. That time it worked. I now declare you knight of the Rhomboid table. A second time. Third time. People enjoying tasty animals. I do. I mean, and I'm picky about my animals. Like, I'm not a fan of chicken, but I love turkey. I don't like ham and like pork chops. I don't like bacon, but you give a good German or Italian or Dutch or a Dane or a Pole or a Hungarian or somebody from Central Europe, you give them a pig and say, make me a good sausage out of it, they'll never disappoint. So I love my pork bratwurst, but I don't like ham, I don't like bacon, I don't like pork chops, I don't like most forms of pork, but grind it up and make it into a sausage, I'm down with it. Hey, hello, Sir Tony from Northeastern, and hello, Sir Pete from Delft Junction. Nice to have you both here. Yes, I will not eat green eggs and ham either. If you eat green eggs and ham, expect to see a doctor or a mortician soon. Yorkshire baking. Now, Joyce and I went to a restaurant where we had in Yorkshire pudding, because Joyce's family has made Yorkshire pudding for years. In fact, I think I'm making Yorkshire pudding next week. But it's different. You know, the American version of Yorkshire pudding, it's basically almost like a flat American pancake minus one ingredient. Hello? Oh my God, I've been on this channel forever. Wow, nobody complained. You guys have got to tell me. But what we do here, or what Joyce's family does, is Joyce's family recipe is they make the pudding, of course, which is basically a pancake, And then they make a beef gravy. They grind up ground beef, and then they add flour, water, and the beef fat, and make a gravy out of it. And I happen to love it. If it's flat, it's a Lincolnshire pudding. Joyce, you got to remember that and tell that to Joyce. Egg, milk, and flour. Volume. That's interesting. Do it by volume. We'll have to tell that to Joyce. Now, I like what Joyce calls Yorkshire pudding, but it's like so many things. You can call it Yorkshire pudding. Oh, nobody's coming yet. This is my usually mobile cam. This is my highlight cam, but I stuck it over here to see if you guys thought this view was interesting. I like the idea because it gave some of the German buildings in the background, gave it a little bit more realism. I like black pudding. Joyce does not. All right, let's go to floor cam. Floor cam. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? We haven't watched these guys in action. See, the HST started off sluggishly, but now it's cruising around. It's got to live up to its name, high-speed train. It's probably doing 160 kilometers an hour there, but what the hey. Maybe 200 kilometers an hour. But outside the burger, which actually technically started in Germany, the hamburger, American cuisine is very regional, of course, like all cuisines are. But people talk about American food, and when you talk about American food, all our food is derivative. And I don't say that negatively. I think Americans eat steak more than just about anybody outside maybe the Japanese. So steak, but there's a wide range of pork. You know, deep fried chicken, I think, is more an American thing than other countries, but it's not unheard of in other countries. Yeah, I mean, well, all American foods. Oh, yeah, I got that from Brian. So, yes, I'm very, very, well, since it's a UK train, I'm going to say it. I'm very chuffed with it. I'm very chuffed. Now, when I was a kid, my dad would make sliced Spam and Velveeta cheese sandwiches. And to be honest, I didn't mind those. They weren't my favorite thing, but they were okay. But you're talking about the most imitation meat and the most imitation cheese on the planet Earth. There's an American staple. That was fried sliced Spam and Velveeta cheese. You got 8 legs of venison last week. Jean Ricard says, then of course there is lamb garnished with garlic. When I was a kid, my mom would make lamb chops. It wasn't my favorite. I like shaved lamb when they put it in some of my, Doner Special and pizzas and that. I like it that way. Now, my son and I both decided to make, in our German textbook, they had a Bosnian kid, because, you know, they're doing inclusion. So they had a Bosnian refugee in our textbook, and his name was Ismar. And Ismar invites all his friends over for a cookout, and he made a Bosnian dish. And of course, everybody regional will say, well, that's not really Bosnian. They all have it, and it has various names. Sevapcici. And we looked up the recipe of Sevapcici, and depending on where you're from, it's half pork, half lamb, or I'm sorry, half beef, half lamb, half beef, quarter lamb, quarter pork. some odd mixture. Third, it just depends on where you're from. But we decided to go with the half beef, quarter pork, and quarter lamb. Ground up, mixed together, made into sausages. My son and I loved it. The rest of the family thought they were okay. Joyce did not like it. And I think we made it one more time because Joyce really hated the turmeric we put in it. And maybe we put too much in for her taste. So we tried to make it a little tamer, but she still wasn't enamored of it. Beef dripping sandwiches. I like beef dunking sandwiches. Yes, Raymond, it is counterfeit cheese. Well, I thought a Welsh rarebit was a virgin over the age of 18. Oh! I just lost all my Welsh subscribers with that one. Yeah, my dad was that way about carrots. Welsh rarebit, cheese on toast with Worcester sauce. I could do that. Holy cow, we've been going on 45 minutes with just food chat. We need to move on to another chat, but at least it's a happy chat. I've never heard of Toad in the Hole. Many Austrians would say Germans stole their food. Austrians would, but then again, the Austrians probably stole half their food. Everybody stole their food from some previous group. Hey, Sir Steve, 87th PSAP is here. Well, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of lamb, but when they shave it and put it, like, there's a little imbis, a little pub restaurant in Potsdam called Bistro XXL. And they make what's called a Doner Spezial. They take French fries, they shave the lamb. It's lamb, smoked and steamed on a spit. And then they shave it off and they chop it up and they put it on the fries. And then they put over that their version of the yogurt tzatziki sauce. I think in Greek it's tzatziki. I forget what the Turkish version of it's called. Very delicious. Simple and delicious. And that's how I am. Simple foods are the best. What's the trains today? I don't know. Do I have trains running? I guess I do. But yeah, it's I'll get out of the Speisewagen. We're overwhelming the waitress lady. Sod this, I'm going to open the barbecue beans. Well, hello, Artie. Good morning. If we all ever met in real life, we should make a potluck with all our specialties so that we could try one another. You needed one more word there, Jean Ricard, because that just sounds twisted. We should all do a potluck so we could all try one another. That's like that skit of Monty Python where they're all in the lifeboat. Well, I'd rather eat porkins, sir. Well, porkins is fine, but he's not kosher. Finally found some peanut butter in India. I will never, as far as my life is planned, I do not plan to ever go to the Indian subcontinent or East Asia. I have no desire to go to China, Japan. I know people tell me I'm missing all these things, but just food-wise, I don't like the food of that region. I know Japan has steak, but overall, I don't have a draw. I'm not saying I'm against. If I won a trip on a game show, I would probably go. But otherwise, I have no desire to go through China, Southeast Asia, Japan, India, the subcontinent there. To be honest, my life, I'm still planning on touring. It'll be Europe, 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 more of the United States, Europe and the UK, Europe and the UK. Those are my happy places. I will expand my trips in Europe. Joyce and I do want to go through France. We'd like to do France and Belgium. At least half of a trip to Europe where we spend a couple of weeks in France and Belgium. And then there's maybe down to Italy once. Get over into Eastern Europe. Get into Romania and the former Yugoslavia, Serbia, and those areas. I wouldn't mind going to Hungary, but not while they are in the state they're in right now. Yes, and the French fry is Belgian. Nothing that has an ethnic name is actually that. You know, anything that says French in front of it is not French. French toast started in England. French kiss, the Italians. French fry, Belgian. French military victories, the Dutch and the Germans. Jean Ricard, France has other food than that I will happily eat. France has all kinds of cheeses and breads, sausages. I don't have to resort. Just like there's better foods than your fish food in Denmark. French Revolution, American. They didn't do their French Revolution until they saw ours was a success. All right, you have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with us, Monsville. Appreciate it. Ray, I already know about it. But we're going to raise the rating on our channel if we talk about that one. The French baguette is Austrian. Yep. And there's plenty of French food, but like, you know, I mean, everybody made a crepe, but the French are the most famous for the crepe. But I'll tell you what, I ate at a place in Osnabrück, Germany, where they take a crepe, they make it slightly thicker, but it's still a crepe. They just make it a little thicker. And they put salami and European salami, not the salami we get in the United States, which is a little spicier. It's a little tamer in Europe. And Edamer cheese in it, and then fold it up. That is so good. And a little bit of a yogurt sauce that you could dip it in or spread on it. That is so good. Which Andy are we asking about kisses? So Dino, have you been focusing more on the 00 gauge stuff right now, or are you kind of splitting time between the European stuff and the 00? I've been meaning to ask you that, and I haven't. Benjamin Franklin has a lot to answer for. Wusterbroodjes von Holland. Holland's got a lot of great cheeses, too. See, that's where I can really talk cheeses. And I discovered a few UK cheeses. Red Leicester, very good. The Glasgow Kiss. That sounds kinky. Does a Glasgow kiss involve lifting up a kilt? I thought a Glasgow kiss was when a Highlander threw the caber and his kilt flew up with it. No, it's a headbutt. Makes sense. The Scots headbutt, yeah. Oh my God, the jokes I used to make with my friend Dean about his big Scottish noggin. And the headbutting. See, that's the thing that gets me is how slang has evolved and totally changed. For example, in the United States and even in the UK, there's this slang term, nuttin'. Now, nuttin' today is a slang term for having sex, banging somebody. And it's very prominent in the hip-hop community. And it's kind of crude and rude. But in my Scottish connections, headbutting somebody at one time was called nuttin'. I remember Kenny Everett doing a skit about with a group of guys, and they had all these big foreheads and heads, made themselves look like Scott, and they made a song about, it was featuring the guys from Madness. Plenty heat on you wee scunner. New and bigger. That's the way you got to go with Märklin. New and bigger. Yeah, but it's also just in general, it's just in general a term for sex. Trust me, the notes I've intercepted from my students. Listening to my students talk. Listening to the music my students listen to. I was nutting this girl and then the phone rang. But yeah, it was, and of course, when I was a kid, it was just how my southern relatives said the word nothing. What you up to? Nuttin'. Apparently, maybe they were English and there was something going on I didn't know about. Yep. I think I've got that freight train moving at a nice slow speed. I would say my students taught it already, but I appreciate the joke. Ooh, nobody there. Where's everybody? Oh, let's go to the multi-view for a while. I grew up in a neighborhood where urban slang was spoken a lot. So I taught urban. I taught areas. So keeping up on slang was very, very easy for me to do. You could hear as the words changed. I think the only time in my 36-year career of teaching, I think the only time I got caught off guard was I was teaching at a very poor inner city school. And while the whole Bloods Crips thing had just spread across the country, and all of a sudden everybody, all the street gangs, because when I was a kid and started as a teacher, all the local street gangs in the tough neighborhoods were just local. The guys from this neighborhood, the guys from that neighborhood. You had certain gangs. And then all of a sudden, everything was either Bloods or Crips. And then you still had other gangs. Like at Toledo, we had La Raza, which was also known as the Mexican Mafia. That's what they called themselves. You had the Purples, which was another Mexican gang. The Purple Kings, officially. The Purple Kings. But all of a sudden, most of the gangs, most of the African-American gangs became either Bloods or Crips. And so the new slang coming from the West Coast across the country was not it wasn't filtering into my world yet. And so I started a school year off one day with the same phrase I had started off years. I said, okay, folks, let's get to work here. It's time for introductions. And as soon as I said folks, 3 guys in my class stood up and yelled, I ain't no folk. Don't you ever call me a folk. And I'm like, what? Folk, it means people. And then that's where they did sit down and teach me. I said, guys, I've used this word for years and years and years. Well, it means that gang, and we ain't that gang, we're this gang. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I scribble folk out. And then I would tell that story. And then years later, students would say, you can say folk now, Mr. Dodge, it's okay. It's like, oh, okay, good. The word's been cleared. But that was at the time where, like, you were hearing your students go, I want a Boca-Bola. I want a Boba-Bola for Coca-Cola, because it was like gang slang. You did not say, if you were a Blood, you replaced the letter C with a B everywhere you could. Well, that's a whole topic right there that actually, I think before other incidences occurred this week, I was going to do a video about is, I've seen it in the years I've been in the hobby, and most of you have been in the hobby longer than me. Many of you, it's been a lifelong love, or maybe a lifelong love and hate. And, you know, you hear the mojo. People talk about, I've lost the mojo for a bit. And I've seen everybody go through it. And I get it, because I have times, like my father car is the best example of, I have to be in a very right mojo. I have to have the mojo to work on it. Otherwise, I don't work on my layout just because I'm lazy. There are certain things I'm trying to solve, including the Fowler car, but really, I could be doing static grass in a lot of areas. I'm lazy. I don't do it. I need to get a static grass applicator, but that would be one quick order to Lipa. But anyhow, the reason I talk about it now is in the last 2 weeks, I've had at least let's say at least 6 channels, and I think there's more, but I can think of 6, where in the last 2-3 weeks where they've just all lost their mojo at the same time. They're just, and it's not just the layout, or in some cases it's not the layout, it's YouTube. They're tired of going on YouTube. They're tired of making videos for YouTube. They're tired of all this stuff. And I feel bad, but I get it. I don't ever, like my live stream, I look forward to this. This is something that Monday, I'm waiting for Friday. I am waiting for Friday. I want to get the cameras going. The worst thing for me about my doing the layout or doing the live stream, I'm going to get in trouble for this one. Well, I want to change camera here, and but also I kind of want to be on it. I don't know. Now I'm going through them too fast. But the only downside for me is deciding what trains to run, or Jean Ricard telling me what trains to run. No, Dino, I do not use a booster. I fit easily in this chair. I don't need a booster. No, I don't use a power booster. I hear you, Artie. So the thing is, it's just why so many people are suddenly burning out on YouTube. You know, some people have been at it a lot longer than me, so maybe it's something that comes. But it's just amazing how many people, because you know, we got into COVID and we were also grateful to see each other. It kept us sane. And I think we got used to the COVID procedures, and now that we're 2 years out from the real insanity of COVID, there are so many new channels and there's so much stuff out there. It's overload. And there's so many things that are different. And you know, and I've got several friends, so please don't anyone in particular take this, where we'll talk about, the views are down. You know, I used to get 600 views on my videos, now I get 250. Or I used to get 900, now I get 150. And it's, yeah, I mean, I've always, when I started, if I got 200 views on a video, I was excited. Now, if a video gets less than 300, it depresses me. It's like, oh, that video didn't go over well. But most of my videos get 300 to 500 views, except some get 200 or less. You know, my Matt Clark stuff gets about 120 views. Depending on which song we do, our parody songs get anywhere from 120 to 300 views. But my model train stuff gets somewhere between 300 and 500 views per video. And if it breaks 300, I'm ecstatic. Like, yeah, I broke 300! And there are channels with half the subscribers I have where their videos always go 1,000 views. And there's no rhyme or reason. People can tell you what to do. Like, this will increase your views, this will increase your views. And outside of convincing your wife to wear a French maid outfit and bend over for the camera, nothing's going to guarantee instant views. And the thing is, that's why, of all the stuff I do on YouTube, why I cut so much out other than my comedy bits, or I start working on something where I think, okay, I can share this with the model train people. But Friday night is what I look forward to, because it's just sitting and hanging with people. You don't need your mojo to sit here and watch me run trains and listen to us natter and banter about whatever comes to mind. Because we do try to keep it non-threatening, non-stressful. But the thing is, YouTube, Facebook, and that, they invite the negative Nellies, because people can post the meanest crap on your channel without any repercussion. They can use a fake ID, or they can cuss you out and then block you from answering back. And that can wear you down. Yeah, Chris, you might break the internet, but yeah, if you were a French maid, I guarantee you get 10 times the views Even if it's just to get people going, oh my God, you know. My Scottish friend told me it was a kilt. Well, you know, we use the term keyboard warriors, but to me, keyboard warriors is more of a term aimed at the people that, you know, like you're watching, you're talking about a movie and they want to point out everything that's wrong about that movie, you know, where they have a specific socio-political entertainment viewpoint they want to express. These are just punks with a keyboard. Key bastards. Keyboard bastards. And, you know, if you don't like a video, we all say this, okay? I'm not saying anything new or profound. We all say, well, move on. You don't like the video? Move on. It's okay. You can move on. And I hope this doesn't sound, Danny, I don't want you to think I'm reacting to what you said. It's just that was a comment coming up. Is I didn't go on YouTube to learn new tricks. I didn't go on YouTube to learn how to do a layout. I didn't go on YouTube. You know, there's stuff out there that helps, and I watch things, everybody from Alan to Graham Fulston to Everard Junction, where they do things, to Chris's videos, Randall's videos, where they point stuff out, no matter how big or how small the channel, where you can learn things. You go, oh, that's an interesting way to do it. I certainly don't challenge. But you guys may remember a dude named Tim Wells, but also Graham Fulston goes through this. But Tim Wells came on, and he was such a godsend to all of us. Family Model Railway. Tim Wells was awesome. And he was doing N scale, and he was custom building everything. And he had a vision of what he wanted to do. And not only did he keep us alive for a long time during COVID, but he would build things. Custom scratch build N scale stuff, all right? Now, having been somebody who has custom built things exactly like something in reality, I know how painstaking you research and set it up. But he built things in his way. And you would get the Hooray Henrys on the channel going, you should do this. Make sure you do this first. This. And the thing is, I never do that. So I would watch him do this. And I would just wait for the finished product. Because I learned a long time ago to just wait till the process is done. Oh, there's an easier way to do that. There's a better way to do that. Or you should have done this first. When Tim was done with his project, it looked museum quality perfect. I don't care how he got there. It was his way of doing it. Graham Fulston would start building something, and the freaking housing engineer people go, well, Graham, you can't build it like that. You've got to do this, and you got to support it like that. And it'd be like and Graham used to go online in his videos and tell him to shut the fuck up. You know, and I always admired Graham for doing that, because a lot of people, because you know you're going to get even more crap back when you do it. But Graham would have enough of this and post a video that says, look, this is how I'm doing it, blah, 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 blah. But if you watch what Graham did, is there anybody here who can build, you know, things you can build better than Graham by doing it differently? Because his layout's beautiful. Everard Junction has his way, and Everard Junction says in every video, now there's many ways you can do this. This is just how I do it. After all, it's my hobby, and I'll do it. And people are like, yeah, okay, I don't want to mess with Everard because he's got that voice of God, you know. But there's all these people that just want to tell you how you're wrong. And it's all they want to do. They just want to tell you what you're doing wrong. And that, I think, has been the biggest thing. Because as YouTube has exploded, okay, 10 years ago, there's twice as many people on YouTube as there were 10 years ago. If not 3 times as many people. There's definitely 3 times as many channels, train channels, as when I started on YouTube just 8 years ago. And some of you guys have been on YouTube doing trains for 15, 20 years. Yes, Pete, I have. If Graham's done it, I've seen it. I've also watched him building his Bentley, which I forgot. I took, when Joyce and I were in Freiburg, Germany, actually at Triberg, I think it was, Treberg, Falls, somebody had parked a couple of Bentleys. They were part of a group and they were traveling together. Exact same cars that Graham is building. But anyhow, Tim did the same thing, but Tim started listening to the people. And then people are like, oh, well, you should go to double O gauge. And then all of a sudden, Tim switches to double O gauge. Oh, you should do this. Okay, now he's building one in the yard. And he started listening to the people. And I think it killed his train bit, because that's the hardest thing, is tuning them out. That's why people can offer advice to me. And sometimes I'll get, Jean Ricard, right before he offers me advice, he's always like, Anthony, I know you don't like advice, but. And I'm like, you're a friend. It's private. Speak away. And then I will give him a reason why I think it's a good idea, or why, hey, I've tried that, but not anymore, or I don't think it's a good idea. And if you're going to give a suggestion, you better be willing to hear somebody explain why your suggestion's not the best idea, even if it was what's best for you. But that's the thing, and you get tired of the critiques. I mean, to me, YouTube should get rid of the thumbs down. There's no point in it. And then, obviously, it's up to us how we take the comments. But, again, if you're 5 minutes into a video and you don't like it, skip to the next one. I run my channel my way. My channel and everything I do was to meet people. Success. Of course, now that I'm at the sub level I'm at, when I was hitting 800, I started thinking about 1,000. Now I'm at 1,800. I'm thinking, could I make 2,000? But I'm not going to do anything different to make 2,000. Because in the end, I can have 1,800 subs, but I have, how many people in the chat right now? 42, 39 to 42 people, depending on which screen I look at. I have that many people in the chat. And how many are actually chatting on the screen? Hello, Model Train Reviews. Greetings from Vancouver. Oh, wonderful city, Vancouver. Let's add you. I now declare you a knight of the Round Boy table. And I didn't get to see what he rechecked. But that's the thing. And that's why the channels I'm connected to. You guys look how much you all like each other. Why? Because there's something about you guys that expresses a joy. All right? I know Alan has been in here. He's been chatting. And I know he'll probably blush or pshaw it. But how many of us? I mean, I could make you all do a raise your hands emoji. How many times has you just turned on an Alan video and within 5 minutes you're smiling and laughing? How many times when Dragon Junction starts a video, within 5 minutes are you not smiling and laughing with him? Hey, Sir Thomas here. All Alan does, all Alan has ever done on YouTube is bring joy to those of you willing to be joyful. That's all Alan has ever done. And for people to get up his nose about it, or be upset because, oh, you're just showing off your models, because it wasn't Alan but another channel, and I've taken that, I've gotten that criticism that all I do is show off my models. Okay, I do get a lot of new models. I do have a big layout, but is this showing off? If this is showing off, then imagine what criticism I would level, if you think this is showing off, what I would level at Luke Towan. Okay? If this is showing off, then Luke Towan is the biggest prick on the planet Earth. And I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying there's a gauge, you know. Any of you, I've never watched a March West Junction video and been upset. I've never watched a Moreland Andy video and come away going, well, that was a douchebag. I've never... You know, I'll share another channel with you. Yeah, and Graham, you're absolutely right. That's a whole topic to come into this, is the number of people who start up channels where it's all about, well, I'll give you a word I gave to Alan on a phone call when my grandson would let me talk yesterday. But anyhow, just quickly, I finished that thought so I could go on to this great point Graham brought up. I've got a friend, Arthur. He runs O-gauge trains and blah, blah, blah. Arthur runs this elaborately, and if Arthur is watching on replay or in the background, this insane O-gauge layout in his apartment. He's got the trades running around his bed, under his bed, out into his main room, up and down. He's running 6 O-gauge trains. He's got transformers and switches everywhere, and the wiring to these Lionel switches everywhere. It's a madhouse. He's got toy soldiers and G.I. Joes and Barbie dolls and slot cars and castles and everything scattered around. There is some kind of 3-way war going on in it. But all he does is run his trains, and every time he puts up a video, other than when something shorts out and he goes, son of a... And even then I kind of laugh at that. All he does is make me smile. All Arthur does is make me smile. And that is the best reason on earth that I'm subscribed to him on YouTube. Everyone on here, all you ever do, Leslie Gilpin's amazing videos, rail fanning videos. Awesome. Simon's rail fanning videos. Awesome. I just wish sometimes Simon, instead of doing it this angle for the shorts, would do it this angle because you see more of the train that way. Pete from Delft Junction. Every single one of you here, and see if I don't name somebody. Sean, all he does... Well, Sean doesn't always make me smile. Sorry, Sean, I'm about to make you mad. Because Sean does something that my beloved steward at St. Mary's does. Is I get to a point where I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. Each video, that's awesome. Oh, this is looking great. This is looking great. Well, I'm tearing it down because I'm not happy with it. And I'm like, you maniac. Stewart has built 4 layouts in the time period I haven't built one. And all 4 of them have been museum quality. But yes, some things you got to rebuild. Oh, I got warpage in the wood here and I got to rip this out. I get that. But sometimes it's like, you know what? That track is not at exactly 180 degrees straight. I need to rip it all out and start over. So I tease you guys because, hey, Sir Eric. But like Sean has done that to me many times in the 3 years since I subscribed to his channel. It's going beautiful. It's going beautiful. Oh, I decided to rip it out and start over. That's why I'm just going like, it's looking good. On all Sean's videos now, seriously, go back and look at my comments. It's coming along, Sean. That's looking pretty good. I do like that so far. And I'm just going to my head. He's going to rip it out next video, isn't he? So I hope that he doesn't take that as me calling him out or being mean. Yes, a model railway is never, it's just abandoned. You are happy with 3 lines. Yes. But I love everything you do. You are a great builder, and I enjoy watching you build. So in some ways, it's cool that 2/3 of the way through you decide to rip it out and rebuild because I get to watch you doing it again. Danny's got a... I mean, you all guys, I don't care who it is. Tim put up... Our good chief executive, Tim Dowd, put up a 10-minute video this week. And I can't tell you how thrilled I was to watch Tim's trains for 10 minutes on my big screen TV. Yeah, I'm bragging about that too. I got a 75-inch TV in my living room now. Oh my gosh. Tim running his trains, that felt like they were running in my living room. Now, on the flip side, Dino here put up a short video of a class. Was it a, what was the class, Dino? Was it a 57 or a 37 that you put up? I can't remember what your short was today. Where he got the horn on. That rattled my windows. I needed to turn my speakers way down. Yeah, it's the Class 57. Okay. Yeah, it was so crazy. It's nice and big on my TV, and then that big diesel horn, which I can't imitate. And my room was like... Yes, I see all your little faults on TV. But sure makes the porn movies more interesting. Oh yeah, Emma73 is a great channel, Raymond Legs. Thank you for sharing that. So anyhow, let me go to Graham's point. Graham mentioned a great point here, that a lot of guys are now coming onto YouTube with the idea they're going to build their channel, get their subscriptions up, and make money. Like, everybody's making money on YouTube, and it's all about how many subs you can get and the view hours you can get. And I don't want to go into specific details that people will take offense to, but there's a million tricks in the book for quick... And we've made jokes about them. But they want to monetize. Now, I monetize, all right? But let me explain my logic to monetizing. When I qualified to monetize, I already had the view hours, but I had to get to 1,000 subscribers. Now they've knocked it down to 500 plus the view hours. But I monetize for the simple fact that they're putting commercials during my streams and during my videos anyhow. How do I know that? Because I watch YouTube and I'll rewatch my videos, and they're sticking commercials on them. So my attitude was, well, if they're going to give me a little something for that, and I make a grand total of $230, $240 a year on YouTube since I've been monetized. I've gotten 5 checks for $105 up to $127. I just recently got my 5th check. So in the year and a half since I've been, or 2 years, whatever it's been since I've been monetized, eligible to monetize, I've made a grand total of $240. There, I've shared that with you. Okay, that's a locomotive. All right, what the hell? It's a locomotive or pieces to my layout I wouldn't have bought right away, but I've never asked for money. In fact, I don't want people. I've had people give me super chats. Don't. I tell you, don't. I've got my money. But there are people now. I've got my, and again, they're allowed to do this. There's nothing wrong with doing this. But if you're from a certain mindset, it can overwhelm you and upset you. But, I've got my Patreon page, and I've got this, and give me money here, and give me money there, and give me money for this, and give me that. I've got this. Now, there are some channels where they're trying to do something and entertain people, and it's expensive what they do. And I don't have a problem with somebody asking me for money because I can say no. So I don't have a problem with people asking for money, but it's overwhelming the number of people that now... And what gets me are the people that, here's my 80-foot layout with 500 trains. I get a sponsorship from this company and this company, but I'm asking you to donate. Now, mind you, I have my merchandise too. I have, it's upstairs. I have coffee mugs and t-shirts that say Model Train Outsider on it. So I don't want to be a hypocrite, but I don't advertise it. I don't push it. It's there if you want it. No pressure. Leamington Station, how many hours of work to make that money? Yeah, that's a great question. Because I'm not in it for the money. My attitude was, they're putting commercials on anyhow, and since I'm eligible to monetize, why not? But 3 of my 6 biggest videos are not monetized and didn't make me a dime because 2 of them I thought it was inappropriate to monetize. But you know, if you post a video where you take somebody down, you know, if you put out a negative video, okay? If you put out a negative video, that gets more clicks. Throw the word rant in your video, you get more clicks. And I'm not specifically referencing the topic that I banned for today. It's just the idea. My third biggest video ever was the most negative video I ever put out. And it went that big in a week. Whereas my other videos took months to get to that view size. Buy me a gin. That's why I don't want buy me a coffee. Buy me a good beer. But I know there's a lot of channels out there that either choose not to monetize for a particular reason or you can't monetize. And this, again, this all comes down to the same thing. We're allowed to have these beliefs. On the flip side, other people are allowed to do whatever they want on their channel, and we're allowed to not watch or say, hey, you're just doing that as a stunt to get viewers. Because no matter what channel you criticize, there are people who like that channel. Hi, Wifey Poo.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. Maybe just sent me a text.
Uh-oh.
You want to read it?
Oh, is it bad? Oh, at the apartment?
Yes.
A goodbye.
Oh, good Lord, isn't that horrible?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Second time somebody's tried breaking into her car. They really like the Nissans or whatever.
They step off. Oh, you should come off that.
Yeah, watching. Because that's very funny, because usually I start with 30 to 40, and then I go down to the upper 20s, and then Joyce comes in, and suddenly we're back up to 37, 38, whatever it is.
Oh, you're 40. Wow.
Whoop, there you are.
You say I need the microphone.
Yeah, I'll get it there in a second. I want to get the camera. Yeah, I don't like where that's positioned. Which way? There we go. Ta-da! You're centered. How could we just tilt it? All right, there. Now you can have the microphone and start saying hi back to everybody.
Yep, okay. I gotta go up and look and see. It's on the right way, so. Okay, so first of all, hi, absolutely everybody. So I'll do you in order. So hi,
No, remember you gotta
Artie.
greet everybody like you're greeting Kyan.
Hi, Leslie.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, everybody.
Joyce loves you in a
Hi,
platonic way.
Tom. Hi, Wolfsack.
Hi, boobs. No, I'm sorry.
Big hello to you, Alan. Wave at you, Andy. Hello. Hi,
Yeah, I didn't
Rick.
tell you. Alan called me yesterday, and Kyan would not let me talk to him.
Oh, wow.
Kyan
Hi,
was...
Del. Oh, hi, Grandpa Rails. Hi, Leamington.
the great fan of Carl Sean Ricard.
Hi, Sean. Are you being sarcastic? Hello, Eric. Hiya, March West. Hiya,
Would you
Ivor.
be willing to do a live taste test and I go open one of those other cans?
Hi, Ian. Dino. Hi, Tom. Hi, Raymond. Hi, Kieran.
Tom, in case you didn't know, I will be at the... I forgot to talk about that at the start. I will be live streaming from the Toledo Train Show this Sunday. The Greater Toledo Train and Toy Show. Trains first. Train and Toy Show. Joyce will be going along to keep anybody busy that comes to say hello.
Yeah.
Because I'll be live streaming.
Oh, good.
And yes, I will be taking some money, and within reason, if somebody sees something else, oh my God, I've been looking for that for 6 months, point to it, and I will see if I can buy it for you, and then we will make arrangements. I bought some things for people last year. I bought a couple of things the year before. So I will buy. Now, Artie is immediately going to mention that I didn't buy him the one thing he wanted. The problem is Artie waited until I was like 3 tables away and then could not explain what it was and where it was.
Well, yeah.
You do have to be there live
So,
and say, wait, stop.
Yeah, vigilance counts. So, hey, Valley. Yeah, AJ says the complex put out a warning about break-ins in vehicles. So
I'm roughly around 9:15. I can't.
Eastern Standard Time, yes.
I'm having trouble figuring out with Streamlab because on the phone it's Streamlab, on the
it's
computer it's
just something
StreamYard,
else.
on the phone it's Streamlab. Getting Streamlab, you have to rent, buy, subscribe to one of their pay packages where I can pre-set up the live stream on YouTube and then connect to it through Streamlab. Otherwise, I can only just go live on Streamlab. So I did put a community post up about it.
So, yeah, we spring forward this Sunday.
Yeah, so that's the other thing.
Yeah, so on Saturday it'll be the regular, no, Sunday. Yeah, morning. So we'll be an hour behind.
We spring forward.
We spring ahead, that's
so
right.
8 o'clock becomes 9 o'clock.
Yeah, so 8 o'clock comes 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock here will be actually, oh, Jesus.
So you got, the UK will be 4 hours ahead of us instead of 5.
Yeah.
And Germany will be 5 hours ahead of us unless you guys, but you guys don't change till the end of March, I thought.
Yeah. They just, they decided it would save energy if they did it earlier. I disagree, but people do like having the sunlight at the end of the day. Apparently a lot better. Personally, I've been happy the sun was up about the time I'm, leaving the bathroom. Hey, it's nice to get downstairs and the sun's out. That's
Mother's
great.
Day in
And
the
then,
UK.
bam, it goes back.
Mother's Day on Sunday? I thought Mother's Day was May.
Ah, okay. You do Mother's Day
But
this
that's
Sunday.
the UK. Mother's Day.
Okay. Yeah, our Mother's Day is in May.
Well, I have an interesting Pico consist coming in about a month. Stay tuned.
Oh, yeah, 6 a.m. Yuck. Yeah, sorry, honey.
No, and Andy, I don't want to I wanted to apologize to you.
Yeah.
Your stream is usually 8 o'clock my time. So will it be 7 o'clock my time or 9 o'clock my time?
Yeah, I think it's a 2-week difference. We used to be later, and then again, it was probably 10 plus years. Yeah, Rick, are you coming this year?
No, he told me.
Oh, they're not coming. Hi, Randall. Who the heck am I
Says
going
they
to
got family
entertain then? I gotcha.
You're going to have to follow along and read the chat for me.
Oh, okay.
So like I said, do you want to do a live Carlsberg taste test in front of Jean?
Oh, if you want to go get it, or you want me to go get it?
I'll go get it. You can talk to the crew.
I'll talk to the crew. Oh, Rick,
Jean, are you awake?
Rick, I'm sorry. I would miss you guys if you don't come, but you do what you have to do. It's okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people are not happy with the time changes, but then there's a lot of disagreement. If you're on standard time in the summer, the sun is setting an hour earlier, and people don't like that. If you go for the other time, the summertime, then it's dark a lot of the morning, and we don't like that. So yeah.
Okay,
So
we have to
that's
set this
all.
up.
Oh, you're doing both of them? Ugh.
I just figured.
I don't know if this is a good idea. You make sure he's here.
There we
Alright,
go.
I'll put you on my
There we
phone
go. We got the
here.
two of us. So I've got this. This is a new scene I set up. So I got the two full side views, and then you and me, and the. So it's not a bad view. Okay. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we got in the mail. Jean Ricard told me he sent me something. He sent me a Tuborg, and then he sent us 2 Carlsberg. Now, the problem was the Tuborg clearly had gone flat on the trip from Denmark to the United States.
It did.
It went flat. So I'm going to say that there's a potential.
Where are you, Sean? Oh, there you are. Okay, good. I'm glad you responded.
There is a potential that these are also flat.
Right.
So
Right,
our
right,
reactions are not. And we'd like to take this moment to tell the people at Carlsberg Beer that if we do react badly, negatively to your beer, we're leaving the potential that maybe you don't have skunky beer, maybe it just went flat on the trip to the United States.
Yeah, so, yeah,
So
I
please
think,
don't hate us, Carlsberg.
right, but Sean,
Oh, you know what I should be wearing?
what?
I should be wearing my Liverpool. Should I go put it on real fast? My Michael Owen jersey?
Because it has Carlsberg on it. Only if you're feeling this, I think just stay here. I don't know.
Okay. So the first one is called...
Oh, all right, bye, Kieran. You're missing the taste testing. You can see my
Kieran, bye,
face. I don't
Kieran.
look happy about it. Okay. Gotcha, Andy.
So Carlsberg, Denmark, from Copenhagen. But these are true from Denmark,
I
Carlsberg.
don't like this live.
Jean Ricard, which one
I
should we
think
try
this
first?
is a
I'm doing the green
horrible- I
first.
think this is a horrible idea. Oh my God.
You want me to go
be
first?
Oh God, yes. You go first. Tell me if it's flat. The koala beer. Okay, are we trying that?
It's kind of flat, but it may not be flat in a bad way. It's flat, but it wasn't awful.
I'm scared. Much better than the one we had in.
Better.
That
Better.
is actually tolerable.
Look me in the eye and tell me you actually mean that. You're not
I
just
do.
saying it. Okay,
It's
you're
a-
telling the truth. She's telling the
That's
truth.
a tolerable beer. I'm not going to say it's great, but it's tolerable.
And I will say,
Where I thought it was so horrible when
right.
we were in Liverpool.
so the
that-
second beer she's going to try live is Carlsberg Luxus Elephant Pilsner. Now, Pilsner is my favorite type of beer.
I like the pills too.
So,
I was
Luxus,
looking
like,
to see if that was the
Luxus.
pills.
Is that Danish for luxury?
Drunk? No, I'm scared.
What, where?
He said Joyce is drunk on the thought of beer. No, Joyce is very scared on the idea of drinking this in front of Jean live and the rest of you. Where the hell is Rick? Or, yeah. Isn't Rick the one with the...
What?
Who's the one with the mug up all the time in here? I said, Rick, it's wrong.
Oh, you think it's Stefan from Norway?
No.
Skål?
No.
Mick.
Mick, that's what I'm thinking
Oh,
of. Where
yeah,
the
I
hell
didn't
is
see Sir
Mick?
Mick today. Where's
We've
Mick?
got this beer out. Where the
Mick.
hell is Mick?
Mick. Where's
Mick? We'll say your name 3
All right,
times.
here
so
goes
come
my
on.
first try of this Carlsberg Elephant.
Yeah, they don't need a clock. It's true.
Close. Yes, I should have said close.
Yeah,
But you
Prost.
all didn't have beer in your hands.
Yeah, you
You're
don't
only
need...
supposed to say Prost if the other person has alcohol
Yeah,
in their
it's-
hands.
it's quite a
Water,
thing.
pop, no.
Why
Prost
is
only
your
when it's alcohol.
transport going so slowly?
Because I've got it set up slowly.
Well, I'm sure you did. Yeah, we tried 3 times.
Okay.
We tried Mick. There's beer. Maybe that'll do it.
Bar.
Bar.
Cheers. That one will work. So, not bad. This one's not bad.
Oh, 8 p.m. Pacific? That's midnight here. But you go ahead.
That's not bad.
We may or may not. Your apple
Okay.
juice looks so
I
good.
don't think this one's bad.
Okay. That's
I personally think it's better than that one.
that's an endorsement.
We'll see. No, because you and I disagree.
I like the green one better.
See, we do have different taste in beer.
We do. So, yeah, the green one was the winner.
But we're
John?
not singing praises of either. Now, I will say I like the gold better than the green. Joyce liked the green better than the gold. But I do like Pilsner.
I tend to
But
like...
this one definitely is not as flat. This one's got a little more...
I tend to like the pills better, too, but...
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if I have a choice, I'll get a pills.
Drink. No, we're not like that. We could turn this into that old
My
WKRP.
face is not saying this was fun. Yeah, the gold
Did you
one's
say that,
the
or did somebody
stronger
type that?
one. No, I said that. I was looking at myself here with this and going, ah!
Yeah, the green one's actually better second time around.
Okay.
Tastes better to me.
Gotcha.
Not better than this.
Girls? Back arse, girls? Is that what you think of when you drink? Anthony's a big guy. It takes quite a bit of beer to actually do them in.
No, when I was young, I could do a
Look over
crap load of beer
Hey,
and show no
God.
effects.
Yeah. Me, I'm a
Not that I
very,
ever drove,
I
but
am very much a lightweight. So, I know myself.
Chris, that would be an ecumenical matter.
Yeah.
What kind of matter, dear?
Ecumenical.
Ah, we got you again!
Yes, yeah.
You have said that word so many times in your
Ecumenical.
life. Why?
Ecumenical.
Why?
Actually, I have not said it. I have heard it all my life. But
Oh,
I have
Father
said
Ted.
it
Right,
fairly
Father
few
Ted. See, once you said
times.
Father Ted, I'm with you. The old
Always
drunk
got to clean the
priest.
kitchen. Did you get your kitchen fixed? Yeah, ecumenical.
Ecumenical.
It was very, very
You're
bad.
Catholic. They say ecumenical all the time.
It was, yeah, but I don't.
Hey, Sir Colin is here. Hi, Colin.
Hi, Colin. Okay, I forgot what I was gonna say. So there.
Welcome to Beer Testing and Trains, the
Beer
new show
testing and
here.
trains, yeah. Oh, y'all send us your favorite beer.
Hey, there's Sir Joseph.
We
Hey
can
there,
make it a
Joseph.
thing.
We're going to make it a weekly thing. Joyce
Weekly
tries a
thing.
beer
Send
live on
us your
camera.
beer.
And we just want to make it known that this stunt was pre-planned just to improve our viewership.
That's right.
Next week, Joyce will be trying Dutch beers
What I decide the green
while
one?
wearing a Naughty Nurse outfit.
Oh no, I'm not.
Lisa just told me she would go to the train show. Oh, we don't want to guilt you into anything.
Yeah, we don't want to guilt you into it.
Yeah, if you got family, family's more important.
Oh,
but
for sure.
We'd,
Yeah.
would love seeing you, just as long as you understand I'll be filming and ignoring you. Joyce and Jean never let me live that down in Metro Wonderland. I am doing a live stream, you understand? You ignored us the whole time we were there. Now I'm doing a live stream.
Yep. Nope, you didn't.
Didn't
Guild
guilt
us to do it. Okay, that's good.
Well, that'll be cool.
But for sure, we're happy to see you. Like I say, you need to come over, and we'll show off our trains. Our trains.
I was about to say that. Oh, there are trains now, are they?
Yes, they are. I have contributed to the
Okay, what have you
financing.
contributed? Oh, the
financing of these things. I'm still working.
No, you're paying for the house because the house is yours. I'm paying for my
sure.
trains.
You're paying for everything else. All right. Good night, Leslie. You take care.
Good night, Leslie. Thank you.
Glad you were here. No, we're not doing
hello,
Pickleton.
Sir Daz. Great to
Hi,
have you here.
Daz. I'm fine,
Oh,
thank
Harry.
you.
Hey, we're off the seafood chat, Andy. Catch up. Come on.
Yeah.
We're off that seafood chat. We've moved on. At this point, pickled herring is just a nickname for a drunk East German.
Oh, that's cool. Ian, you gonna film it?
Oh, I love Bavaria beer.
Oh, no, that was wrong moves. Moving fast, that's a good thing, too. Delph is going to a exhibition. And we've had plenty of Bavarian beer, Ian. This is not Bavarian beer.
No, Jean Ricard, you
This
do
is
not have to
Denmark.
make. You can make all the fish specialties you want, but you and Joyce, you will eat them. Joyce might. I won't.
Yes, that is true. And it's only a maybe for me.
Yeah, you're not going to guilt me into the try it. I'll be like, nope.
It's true. So, just deal with it.
1 week to go to Ali Pali.
So anyway, I think the best thing, Rick, when you get to the train show, if you guys are going, just message Anthony. Where you are, we'll find you.
At what? Who? Where?
At the train show.
At the train show. Well, you know me. I come in the 100.
What time do I get up? Hi, Andy.
Well, I want to be there 9-ish.
Oh, well, I guess I'm not working out this weekend, although
7:30.
the difference from Monday to Friday was amazing.
Yeah. Have you been taking? He told you 10 days. Have you been taking the proper dosage?
No. We'll take it at night. I'm not taking it in the morning. I don't need to.
He
Okay,
said
perfect, Rick.
twice a day. Twice a day.
He had to say something. He had to give me some treatment since I got there.
Oh.
You, mister.
Oh, I'm so going to smack you.
Oh, I'm telling you, we're duking it out here. Just deal with it. It's fine. I know my knee.
Right. You knew your knee so much that it blew up like a
I
hot
did
air
know
balloon
that, and I went
out of the
went
blue,
and had it
and then
checked
panicked
out.
and ran to the doctor.
I did panic because
Hey,
it's not
Chesty
supposed to do
Trains,
that.
long time. How
Hi,
you been,
Chesty.
sir?
Yeah, we're glad you made it. We're
Chesty
fine,
Trains.
by
I
the way.
thought that was going to be your new channel name.
Behave.
I am, just badly.
It was already used.
It was already used.
I can't use Chesty Trains again.
You know what? Chesty Trains is going to be a character in the next Matt Clark series.
Oh, so there you go. Good night, Ivor.
Good night, Danny.
That's great. Wife always knows best. Chesty, what? You can't use your station name?
Folgende video för mein Lok mein Bavara.
Okay. See if Bavarian trains? I don't think I've noticed.
I'm trying to make sure I understand the Dutch.
Yeah. If you want, I can check it all. Hi, Märklin, Steve.
That's getting better.
It's getting better.
It's getting better.
Oh, it's getting better. It's getting better all the time.
Someday, not that I'm actively
yeah,
working on it.
Immediately, he was talking about
I'm
last
giving
night.
away. The next Matt Clark will be a European train trip. I just don't know when I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
I'll do
well,
it when I'm
we're not
inspired
going to
to
Europe
write
next
it.
year. Or this year. We're going to Australia.
The
You
plan
can't
is
use
he's going to be
Australian
on something
trains.
akin to the Orient Express, but it's going to stop at different cities. I'm just trying to decide.
And he doesn't want to do the same theme.
I don't
so
want
he
it to
has-
be Murder on the Orient Express.
Has to have a different plot with it.
It's got to have a plot,
He's
whether
trying
it'll
to
be hijacking the train or
He's trying to figure out how to get
Goliath.
Goliath on the train. I think.
Yeah,
That's
Goliath is probably going to have to stay
disgusting.
behind.
Horses poop all the time. That would be disgusting on a train.
So Goliath the talking horse. There are characters like who's going to be there, who's not.
But
going
since
to be
he's
there.
talk, you could probably talk him into pooping out the window.
God, I'm even gonna
Or in
laugh
the
like
bathroom.
I know you like his laugh.
Yeah, I do. All right, Goliath, you have to go on the potty when you need to go. Like Cayenne. Somebody needs to be potty trained.
Gee, Smokey. Maybe I enjoy crapping
Like it's
on
not
the
buying him
carpet.
diapers. Have we seen Lindy? We seen Lindy?
No.
Okay. Last week she fell
There
asleep.
will be
They were
an
sick,
eventual
though.
Matt Clark series, but from now on, it'll be when the spirit hits me.
Oh, yeah, it's got to hit him hard, and it could. We even talked about Christmas.
No,
like maybe we could just have one that
here,
fills it in.
All right, I will give you a basic plot.
You're French horse.
See, that would be funny.
That is funny.
And that was one of my ideas if I took him along,
He's
is
a
that
French
he would
pony.
get involved in the French scene. But it's just hard to explain a horse on a train.
Yeah, it is.
But I've also tried to figure out a way where, how did Smokey get him on the boat and then on the train?
Right.
I'm sure trains
Yeah,
had,
because there's no airplanes at this time.
trains
so...
had cattle cars, so maybe they had horse cars.
All right.
Oh, wait.
John, you won with the green one here.
What, did he nag you to take another drink?
No. I'm telling you did.
You just saw, like, needed a drink, and there it was, huh?
Yep.
Okay, so anyhow, the key is that in Series 3, we introduced a character.
€49 Germany ticket and travel for a month from little town to little town.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
don't
kinda
forget
what
the
we're
Sierra
thinking.
460. Yeah, Andy.
Hey, me like your French horse.
Gee, Smokey.
Yeah, the green one's okay, John, so you got a good one there. Gold one, nah.
I wanted to learn all about a French kiss.
Say how much alcohol's in them? He said the gold one was stronger.
The gold one was the stronger one. 7.2% alcohol on the
Okay.
gold, 7.2%. And 4.6 on the green.
Yeah, it's a lot tamer. Toledo could be your lucky day. Huh?
Toledo could be my lucky day. Oh, Sierra. He wants me to find this very hard to find rear model.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, we will try, or Anthony will try, and I'm just
I got lucky in Toledo.
I don't know if I'm reading the chat or walking around with Rick and Lisa.
You need to do both. Don't look at me like that.
I am looking at you like this. More
Oh,
reading,
Dinklelocker is very good. I love
boring
Dinklelocker
reading the
here.
chat.
But anyhow, so we introduced the character Ned to Go, and Ned to Go, you know, Stanley Steamer's guys were trying to kill Ned to Go because he was the last survivor of the Far to Go railway lines, where his father was killed in Series 1. So Ned inherited his father's business, and uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
All of a sudden dropping.
Right. Uh-oh. You're not receiving enough video to maintain some streaming. What the heck happened?
What happened?
What happened? I know. We don't like messages like
Wow,
that. Is everybody
something's
okay?
completely
Oh,
cut,
we're spinning. Darn it. Now my phone's not spinning. We are having some technical troubles. Yeah, we're seeing that. They say my phone's not. It's hanging on pretty strong.